everybody, my name is Troy. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the first review on the channel, and we're going to be talking about the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. I got a chance to see it last night on opening night, and it impressed me in a lot of different ways, and so let's break it down and talk about it. First off, I'm confident in saying that this is easily and hands down the best live action remake of an animated film that's ever been done. I know Disney's struggled in recent years with some of the movies that they put out in translating their animated films into live action, but How to Train a Dragon absolutely nails it. They crushed it. I was super impressed on how this is really a shot for shot remake of the animated film. I did watch the animated film the night before just to kind of refresh my memory, and it's all there. I mean, there's some slight changes in some scenes, but I was really impressed in how they were able to take a shot for shot remake of this from animated to live action and have it translate so well. And what I really enjoyed is a lot of those emotional beats, they carry over very well to the live action format. So I think that's what a lot of people loved about the animated movies, was just the emotional beats that came along with some of those moments between Hiccup and Toothless, or Hiccup and his dad. And those really play out really effectively on screen. And a large part of that has to deal with the performances too from the cast in this movie. I think Mason Thames as Hiccup did a really strong job. I'm really excited to see him grow into this role as Hiccup, as they've already announced they're going to be doing at least the second How to Train Your Dragon movie in live action. So I'm excited to see how he grows into this role more, and how he kind of grows in having and handling a lot of those heavier emotional moments that we'll see specifically in the second movie. Don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but overall, for what this movie asked of him, I thought he did a pretty good job. And again, I'm just excited to see what he does in the role going forward. But I think this movie really does benefit from having Gerard Butler back as Stoic. He was so iconic in those animated movies, and I don't think there's really anybody else who could play this character. And so having him back was huge. And so I'm really glad that they brought him back. He did a phenomenal job. And again, those moments with him and Hiccup, the struggles of a father and a son, they just hit so well in this format. And again, that's largely due to having Gerard Butler back in this role. I thought the supporting cast in this movie was also fun. Astrid had really good chemistry. The actress who played her, Nico Parker, she had really good chemistry with Hiccup. And so it was really fun to see them two work together. And again, just really excited to see that relationship and bond continue over the future movies, as again, it continues to play a really important role in those films. And so having them two cast, I think, works really well. And so I'm excited to see them go off together in the future and grow together in these roles. But my absolute favorite part of these movies, of the animated films, was the flight sequences and the music that go along with it. And guys, it translates so beautifully on screen. In the live action sense, I was really impressed with those aerial sequences with the dragons, especially the test drive scene that is so infamous in the first movie. Really, the music building and having that scene come to life in that format was just so incredibly well done. They just nailed that perfectly. And I was just so satisfied seeing that played on the screen. I wish my theater would have played the music a little bit louder in that sequence, but I didn't get a chance to see it in IMAX. So if I get a chance to see it again in IMAX, in a second rewatch, I'm definitely going to see it in IMAX just to get that full effect of having that big booming sound in that sequence, because it was just so incredibly well done. Now, there are some additions to this film than the animated movie, and they really flowed very well and seamlessly with the story that we know so well. It wasn't so much as added scenes as it was kind of extended scenes that we already had. And I thought they did a really good job of kind of building the lore of some of these families of the film, and building the lore of Burke a little bit more. And so, and some of the extended scenes, I thought did a good job of letting you just sit in those emotional sequences, specifically with Hiccup and his dad. I think those are teased out a little bit longer in this format. And so I really appreciated that. It didn't feel unnecessary, as we've grown accustomed to in some of these live action remakes that have been done in recent years. But it really worked so well. And I'm glad that we got a part of it in these stories. I do think, like I said at the top, that this is now the gold standard for how a animated film should be remade into a live action film. It was shot for shot. It was so well done. The heart, the emotion, the relationships, they're all there, and they translated so well on screen. And so I'm hopeful, as if we see some more of these live action remakes coming in the next couple of years, that people can look to this movie as the formula for doing it so well. You don't need to, pizzazz everything up or shake everything up for it to, to relate to people. Because I think as long as you hit the nail on the head of the core of the story, it's gonna translate well. And so really my hat's off to this team. I know they got the same director back for this, which I think helped significantly in making sure that magic was still there in this movie. But just my hat's off to the whole team as they just absolutely crushed this. But overall, I would give the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake a solid 9, probably more of a 9.25 out of 10. It's fantastic. It's everything that I wanted this movie to be. I loved every minute of it. I can't wait to see it again. Maybe I'll get a chance to see it again for a second watch this weekend, although there is some other stuff coming out that I'm hoping to watch too. But I'd super encourage you guys to get to the theater and check it out this weekend. See it on the biggest screen possible, the best sound possible. You won't regret it. I promise you. So I hope you enjoy it. If you guys got to check it out this weekend, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Join the conversation. Did you enjoy it? Were you impressed by it? What could have been improved? Or do you think it was perfect as well? What do you think? Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking.